guest of honor, Koshi Matai, special guest. Ago, as Koshi mentioned, we were at 102. We have had inflation at 27-28%. We have had negative growth, and you saw the picture that Rohan Masakorale put out here in 2001, which showed what kind of turmoil that this country was undergoing. We had 3 weeks to load a vessel, 1.5 weeks of intense care in traveling, and then even a vessel being attacked and people dying. These seemed fairly commonplace to us. It was so intense, it had got under our skin, and we went through this somewhat mechanically. In my own way, I remember 30 years of my adult life, which should have probably been like the last 3, was certainly not like the last 3. It was quite different. We used to struggle just to get through the day. But of course, we as Sri Lankans, we stuck it out and we wanted to go through that pain, but nevertheless come out someday. But my dear friends, many of you didn't have to do that. You were from other countries. You were investing in Sri Lanka because you had probably felt that there was a good business model and a good business case. But at the first whiff of some major turmoil, you could have gone away. You could have said, no, this is too much for me. I don't need to go through this pain. I don't want to be getting a chit which says that you need to close my factory today. I don't need to pay 5 times surcharge for my insurance. I don't need to get telephone calls from my family members regularly asking whether I'm safe. You don't need to go through this pain. But you did. And as a nation, we are grateful to you for sticking by us, going through that pain with us, and coming out with the results that we have. Koshi mentioned about we have got a lot to do. Yes. But I must also say, we did a lot. This transformation did not take place accidentally. This was certainly an enormous effort that was put in by thousands and millions of Sri Lankans and thousands of foreigners as well who helped us. I think it's useful to reflect on those matters once in a way at least. Let us give ourselves a little pat on the back to say we did right, we did it hard, but we came out strong so that we are now resilient enough to face any challenge of the future. We have set a reasonable platform. The last 3 years have been of intense activity. I can say that from my own team's point of view, together with many of the others who are associated today. All of them have worked extraordinarily hard. The boat that you see outside is a new one. It's coming after several hundred years. It didn't happen overnight. It's extraordinary transformation. This hotel was initially the Intercontinental Hotel, built in the early 1970s, and then it turned its name to Continental. Today it is the Kingsbury, magnificent surroundings, transformation by the private sector. We have seen ports, we have seen airports being built. Last evening, I had to go for a funeral to Beliatta, and in the past, you would have never dared to go to Beliatta at 9:30 in the night. But we had the ability to go now, because we know it is a 2.5-hour journey. The roads are good. You can come back the same night and get back to office in the morning. That transformation is another extraordinary transformation. Again, it didn't happen overnight by accident. It was through extraordinary and painstaking work. But I must tell you, my dear friends, even during that intensely difficult period, many had faith in Sri Lanka. I'll give you one example. 2007 October, the country was at war. Every day we heard news of some major casualty, major problems, new inroads being made into the so-called enemy territory at that time. Sri Lanka was going on a road show to raise $500 million. Many didn't offer us a chance. Of course, our efforts were aggravated by the opposition saying they won't repay the bond as well. But we took the step and we went to the international markets. We told our story. We said this is what Sri Lanka is about. This is the potential that Sri Lanka has. This is what we are hoping to do. These are the changes that we are going to effect as a result of these new funds coming to the country. And we asked for $500 million from hard-nosed international businessmen. They responded 6 times over by offering us $3 billion at that time. That showed that even at the most difficult times, they had faith in Sri Lanka. So I want to pay a tribute to those who are here, as well as those who are not here today, but who have continued to place their faith in Sri Lanka. I also want to say that we know what these responsibilities are. His Excellency the President, at every stage, has told his team, we need to portray an image that we are hardworking, that we are businesslike, and that we want to develop our country with a passion. I think that is now coming through. So tonight, we want to say thank you to you. We want to say that we deeply appreciate your efforts that you have put in during the past so many years. But now, we want to also tell you that the good times are on its way. You also stuck through us through the difficult times. We want you to be with us in the good times as well. Today you see a new era unfolding in Sri Lanka. You see a new ethic being formed in our workforces. You see a lot of effort being put in by the government as well as by the private sector to ensure that Sri Lanka's flag is kept flying high, and we want you to be a part of that. I hope tonight's event will give you the insight as well as the passion to continue to do business with Sri Lanka, and we would invite you to do that. And I want to congratulate you for the efforts you have put in, and I want to invite you to stay with us through these times, bringing prosperity to our nation. Thank you very much.